Raiding the ends sounds pretty hard, right? You'd be wrong. It's so easy. All you gotta do is walk in, beat up a couple of boxes, float up into the air, and die. Okay, maybe I was wrong. But if you watch this video, it will magically become easy. I promise. So stay tuned, and you'll learn how to locate an end city, some strategies to use, and what kind of loot to expect. Okay, I'm gonna let you in on a little secret. There's more than one way to find end cities. You see, end cities spawn on the outer end islands. Those outer islands spawn 1,000 blocks away from the center island. That you can fight the dragon on. If you've already fought the dragon, then you can take these end gateways by building up and throwing a pearl into it. But if you haven't fought the dragon yet, then you can actually build a flying machine that will carry you all the way out there. Once you are at the outer end islands, you have a few options for locating the cities. The first method is to walk around the ledge of the island that you are on. If you see a city on your island or the surrounding islands, then go after it. If you don't find one on that island, then you will need to get across the void to your next nearest big island. Wash, rinse, repeat. If you'd rather have another option, you can find cities using chunk base, which I'll make a full in-depth video about sometime soon. Probably. You can see on the screen now the list of recommended gear to bring on the adventure with you. If or when you get levitated by a shulker, then you'll want to remain calm, and then gently plummet to your death. Alternatively, you may also try to spare yourself with a sick MLG water bucket clutch. Ender pearls are also acceptable though. If you have wings already, then you can gently float down instead. And if you are wondering what the heck I'm talking about, then you probably don't know what a shulker is. A shulker is a creature inside of a box. Occasionally it'll pop its head out and say hello. When it does that, it also might shoot a projectile that, when it hits you, will make you float. You can stop these projectiles by hitting them or blocking them with a shield. If you kill a shulker, then it will have a chance to drop a shell. Take 2 shells in a chest, put them together on a crafting table, and you get a shulker box. A shulker box, for all intents and purposes, is a backpack. You can put items in it, and then break it and put it somewhere else, and it will still have all your items in it. You cannot, however, put a shulker box inside of another shulker box. This is very random, but have you ever wanted to talk about Elmo? If you have, then join my Discord, which is linked in the description, and chat to your heart's content about Elmo. Alright, as you can see, we're in the end, and I'm going to take you quickly through the process of finding an end city and going through it in survival mode here. So we're just going to come up here to this end gateway, and as mentioned before, you're just going to throw your pearl into it, and we're on an island. So now we just got to go and look for an end city really quick. I'm not seeing one immediately up here, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to kind of run around the edges of the island, and if I can find one on one of these other islands, then we'll go over there. Okay, I don't see any end cities on these islands, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and build over to one of those big islands over there. and then we're going to complete our search until we find a in-city. That bridge right there took about a stack of blocks, so be careful. You don't want to run out of blocks all the way out here, but I figured around 4 stacks should be enough to find you one city. It's way more efficient to use chunk base. If you're just trying to get an Elytra as quick as possible, then go ahead and use that. But personally, I prefer to just do exploration. Don't forget to look inland occasionally, because you might miss an in-city up in the middle of your island. So just kind of keep a lookout everywhere, but especially on the edges. Alright, so I'm out of blocks, but that's why I asked you guys to bring a pickaxe. So all you gotta do, if you run out of blocks, is you just come over here to one of these sides, and you just start digging. Just pick up as much endstone as you want. I recommend about 2 stacks if you're trying to bridge over a void, or just 1 stack if you need a handful of blocks to protect you from something or someone. It's probably also worth mentioning, if you have plenty of ender pearls, you could just pearl over there. But personally, I like to just build so I have easy access back to the gateways. Do you see what I see? A ship floating in the sky. Let's go raid the city, guys. For future reference, if you're looking for Elytra, you're only gonna get them in the ship. So if you see one of these short little stubby guys, they're probably not worth your time, unless there's some loot in there, which we'll cover a little bit later. However, again, the Elytra is only found in the ship. We're going to start by doing this as a true in-city raiding experience. So we're going to go in through the entrance, which is just on the other side here. And there should be 2 Shulkers guarding it, just like this. So you kind of got to watch out, take down the projectiles, do as many critical attacks that you can on these guys. They happen to like to disappear, so be careful. If you get hit on the inside of their building, it's not as bad as being hit on the outside, so try to keep that in mind. Make sure to keep health high, because dying in one of these cities might mean losing your stuff, and I doubt you want that. There we go. Alright, I'm going to put down a water here. That'll put me back down to the ground. And as long as I stay in the water, I will not float back up. Sometimes Shulkers like to teleport away, that's why I recommend trying to crit them. But if they do teleport away, it might be worth checking around on the outside. However, I'm not seeing him this time, so it probably means he's gone. This is a parkour section. Just kind of crouch and then jump across all of these. That's the way to the end ship, which we'll wait to get until we finish up this tower here. There should be a Shulker right at the top. You guys should see him right there. Sometimes he'll shoot you, and then you can just float up to him. But in this case, I think I'm going to have to just climb up myself. Alright, so, end ship time. Ready? What I like to do is I like to build about halfway and then pearl up there. However, each person has their own method. Some like to pearl up directly, some like to build directly. I'm a mix, and I like to do both. Alright, let's pearl right to the back here. And this, my friends, is exactly why you should save the coordinates to every in-city that you're visiting. Because if you do die, you could lose all your stuff. Okay, if you still need another pearl in order to get back through and get your stuff, then what you can do is you can make a little overhang here. 2 blocks up off the ground, so if you jump, you'll hit your head. Then you just look at Enderman, and you kind of hit them a ton. They're 3 blocks tall and can't come down here, so it's a good place to smack a couple of guys. Pearl obtained. Alright, so now we gotta go up to that little structure up here. If you die a lot like me, you'll slowly start building up a staircase. The nice thing about building a bridge like that is you always know where you need to go. Just follow the bridges all the way to the city, and then you will find your stuff. If you're having a hard time finding your stuff, you can also press F3 and B.
Narrator narrates all.
Sometimes it turns on narrator mode apparently, but it also turns on hitboxes, which shows you all the entities and their hitboxes, which include your items. Another tactic I didn't mention was when you bridge over, sometimes these guys will shoot you and give you a perfect way to levitate on over. And just hang out under the slip here and hit to your heart's content, or they do that. Oh, nice. Okay. Hello, good sir. Let's go grab this ladder really quick. Alright, let's go ahead and get our wings really quick before we forget. So, you get actually healing potions here, and a free brewing stand if you'd like. And then in here, you can also take out this shulker. And as you can see, there's a pair of wings waiting right here for you. Alright, as you can see, we now have some wings, which means we can glide. If you are done here, you can just come on up top and then jump off the ship and glide. Or you can finish watching the rest of this and I can show you some more of the loot and some of the rooms that contain more loot, such as in here in the end ship, there's 2 chests which contain diamonds and some pretty good pickaxes and even more diamonds and pretty good armor too. So if you did what I did and brought yourself some cheap iron armor, now's a good time to take the diamonds, take the tools, take the armor, and swap out what you got, because this is better than this, I can tell you that. If you also want shulker boxes, then now's a good time to go ahead and craft those using the crafting table, and the shulker shells that you've probably obtained already, and the chests that I told you to bring. That should give you at least 1 shulker box here, where you can toss some of your extra gear that you don't need. Before we leave the end ship, there is one more thing I want to show you guys, and that is this dragon head on the end. This is the only place you can get the dragon head as of Minecraft 1.19. And there you go, you have a dragon head, and you can also wear it. How cool is that? I'm wanting more loot and more boxes, so we're going to go find another city, and I'm going to show you guys some tips and tricks in there. So, I'm going to put on my wings, like I have already, and we're going to fly off, and I will show you another end city. See that island over there? See these wings? I think you get the idea, but we're going to place up a couple of blocks. I like to tower up a decent amount because I want to know for sure that I'm going to make it. This seems to be around the right height for me. So, all you gotta do is I like to build back just a little, give myself a running start, and then run, jump, and just glide on over. Tilt your camera up a little bit, and then we can land down here. Okay, if you get a guy chasing you, just run, and then you should be able to pearl up here if you don't have enough height. And there's another city. Alright, so I got a couple of rooms to show you guys here. First off, that fat room right there. That is a big room containing lots of shulkers and parkour. I will show you guys how to deal with that when the time comes, but on top of it, right there, there's a loot room with some pretty decent end loot. And I see another boat. I did not see that one earlier. And as you can see, I see more shulkers and another loot room. Alright, here's the fat room I was talking about to you guys. Lots of shulkers and a lot of pain. So kind of just run through here and get as many of the shulkers as you can. Help keep you alive a little bit. Remember to stay fully charged on that healing. These rooms are the reason why I told you guys to bring 2 shields, because you're going to do a lot of blocking. We're going to put on our Elytra really quick. We're going to get ready to glide back down. Alright, place some blocks here to hide behind if you need to. Some gold, beetroot seeds, and leggings. Alright, I'm going to have to cut today a little bit short, but I'm going to go ahead and give you a quick look at what we got. As you can see, we have 3 shulker boxes after raiding about 1.5 end cities. This is the loot we've got. As you can see, a brewing stand, dragon head, beetroot seeds, quite a lot of different ores and ingots, and an extra shulker shell. And then we also have a decent amount of armor, tools, and potions. Now, we also did not go and check the inn ship, which is over on this side there, which also has some decent loot in it. But, as I said earlier, time is cut short today, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to quickly pick up the boxes, and I'm going to show you what to do with them. Put them in your ender chest. Put anything that's of value to you in the ender chest. In this case, I'm going to put everything in here. And if you're going to do what I'm going to do, this is completely appropriate unless you're playing hardcore mode. But if you're trying to not die, then all you got to do is go back to your original end gateway, throw a pearl through it, and then you're back on the main end island. But if you're going to do what I'm going to do, then this is the quick way out. It will kill you, but it'll take you back to your spawn, and your stuff will still be safe in the inn chest. So, I hope you had good luck in your in-city adventures, but I think that's all from me today. You should be seeing a video on screen that YouTube thinks you'll enjoy, or you could consider subscribing. That's all I have time for today. Thank you for watching. Goodbye.